Hey, what's going on guys? John here, and today I'm actually going to be doing an in-depth video review for the Greenworks. This is actually a zero-turn ride-on lawnmower. So I'm going to go through everything in terms of first showing you guys a demo of the lawnmower. Second, I'm going to walk you through all the features and just give you some of my overall thoughts. So let's do a little demo here. I'm just going to basically run around, do a little short mow of the side part of my yard here, just so you have some idea of what it sounds like and give you some idea of what to expect. Alright, so as you can see, this thing can run through your yard super fast. This has the capacity of doing multiple yards in terms of the battery capacity. So what I wanted to do in the second part of this video is really walk you through some of the things you should expect with this, and if you decide to pick one up. So first off is you actually have these nice LED lights in the front. So if you're going to be mowing a little bit later at night, this is actually going to work perfect. So you're going to have a lot of really good opportunity to have good visibility even in poor lighting conditions. You do have a hitch mount here, so if you wanted to actually add something on with this, this is almost like a generic based hitch mount. You have very large wheels up here in the front, which are going to just turn based on using the zero turn levers that you have here. You've got a really large plate up here at the front that you can easily just comfortably have your feet on. I don't have any issues whatsoever just being able to sit up here and actually utilize this the way that anybody should. You've got a nice drink holder here on the side, and then you've also got this little container here if you want to store other things. You've got a USB port here. There's actually two of them, so if you wanted to charge a phone or charge some other type of device like a tablet, something like that, while you're using this, this is actually going to allow you to do that. In terms of parking this and utilizing it, it's pretty straightforward. Once both the arms are basically horizontal here, you can see once they're in the P position, I'll actually come over here. Once they're in this position, that's essentially putting you in park. If you go back to the center, you're just going to be in neutral. If you go down, you're in reverse. And then of course, as you go forward, basically it goes up in notches, and the further up you go, the faster you're going to go. This thing probably goes roughly, I would say, in top speed up to 12 miles an hour. It's been really useful not only just for like you know, basic yard work of, you know, cutting the lawn, mulching, things like that, but it also works really well for hauling. You actually have a large bed back here. You can see we've already used quite a bit. This has a max loading weight of up to 200 pounds, so you could, you know, put rocks or other things back here, whatever you might be moving around the yard. We actually have a huge garden, as you can see down here, so that's something that we use all the time, and being able to move things around the yard with this has been super helpful. I optionally decided to get this Greenworks Pro. This is basically a leaf bag, so this is great for mulching, and it's probably been one of the most useful things I've found with this mower beyond mowing, is just having the ability to go over all the leaves in the fall, have them get sucked up right here with this tube system, and basically deposited right into the back of this. This actually has a rubber piece that comes down, so you just pull this down and then this comes up, and this has two large basins which are easily removable, so you can actually just slip these right off and then just empty them. And the bottom actually has a little clasp that you can hold with your hand, so it's really easy to dump them out. When you're done, you just put them back, take the rubber here, and then this actually just goes over a hook that's under here, so this isn't going to come off on you. Beyond that, there is towing capabilities, so you can see here max towing weight up to 300 pounds. This has a hook here that you could utilize. In terms of the blade, you have a few options here in terms of cutting width. You can go as low as 1.5 all the way up to 4.5 inches. I pretty much just leave it right in the middle at about 3.5, and that's what we just did here on the lawn. Our lawn actually really needs some work, so we had a gas line run a couple years ago, and I ran that through, and the grass seed needs to be redone in that section. But overall, I'm very happy with this mower. believe it or not, in the whole review, this motor has actually been on. We don't have the blades on, but it's fairly simple to work with all of this. You have a few different options. So you have both your drive speed, so you can turn this to high or low, and then you can also turn your blade speed to high or low. I typically recommend low for grass, but if you're going to be doing like mulching with you know, leaves and things like that, high works really well. And one thing I love about this add-on kit is you do have this clear tube. It's a little dirty right now, but you can actually see what's going on with the leaves and get some gauge as to how full this is getting as you're going, and that way you know when to stop. You do have, you know, typically like you would with a car key, this just works as a standard ignition. You could do your lights, accessories, or full engine on. You do get an indication as to what remains in the battery. So right now we have 79%, and collectively this can actually hold up to 6 Greenworks batteries. So I'm actually going to show you that now. You just simply lift the seat up. And this was another reason I decided to get this mower over some of the competitors, was that I really wanted something that I didn't want to have a battery fail and then find out like the whole thing has to be maintenance, right? If one of the batteries fails or a couple of them fail, you simply just replace those and you're good to go. So it does say here to use the 8 amp hour battery for optimum performance. This little container lifts up and you can see all of the batteries here. All of these have Bluetooth connectivity, which is separate through an app. And you can also hit the button here and get an indication as to how much battery life each of them has. So any of these will basically read that out for you. And if you could see, it's pretty much using them all roughly evenly. This one, for whatever reason, this one might actually be, they might have used the whole charge up on this guy. But overall, it gives you a nice idea of what's going on with all of them. And if at any time you want to charge some of them or all of them, Greenworks does include 3 chargers, so you could actually charge up to 3 of them simultaneously with this whole kit. But yeah, overall, one of the main reasons I decided to go out and buy this, I thought I'd share a brief story, was a friend of mine actually moved in into an apartment I have here in our property, and his father was moving and they wanted to give us their old lawnmower. So essentially I ended up picking up that old lawnmower, and immediately upon the first mow, the belt snapped. On the second mow, we found out the gas line had filled with water because it had gotten some water in it from a rain that we had, which was sort of bad on our part. We had left it outside. But ultimately what ended up happening is that mower was just constantly having problems, and I absolutely was sick and tired of dealing with gas. So I decided to go out and get this, and I've been very happy with it. I'd say the only thing that I've been a little bit, you know, sort of just getting used to is if you're really quick to do your zero turn on your mower, this can actually tear up the grass. So it's more just something you have to be cautious of when mowing with something like this versus like your standard mower. But overall, I've been extremely happy with the Greenworks Pro. I did actually have an issue with one of the batteries. It just, for whatever reason, was not charging. And I ended up reaching out to Greenworks, and they immediately replaced it, sent it out to me that same day, and I had a new battery within a few weeks. So their support's really good. You've got a really nice looking machine. It's very quiet. You know, that's another thing, is one of our neighbors loves to mow, and they're just constantly out there like really early in the morning mowing, and I didn't want to be that guy who's just making a ton of noise, disturbing everybody early in the morning if I decided to get out there early. So overall, I've been very, very happy with this setup. I really like the add-on kit for mulching and doing lawn, you know, any of the fall cleanup. And overall, it's just been a very, very good system. I'm able to mow my lawn probably about 6 or 7 times before I even need to charge it. So that's another huge benefit, is I'm saving all that money on gas that I would have otherwise been spending. Anyway, thanks for checking out my detailed video review. Hopefully you guys found it helpful, and I will talk to you later.